I got snifflies. Hey, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? We've got the S tier and below weekly tournament here. Starting off strong with Brosidon against Daddy Slothington. Brosidon is Destiny, by the way, for those of you that know him through that name. He's Destiny and mod in my chat. A very strong 2v2 player and 3v3 player. He teams alongside Cosmos in the 2v2s, and I'm pretty sure they're undefeated. Yeah, they are, and they didn't enter the time that Polar Bear Mike and Meerkat did, which would have been really interesting to see. But these sons of bitches, of course, conveniently did not enter that week. But yeah, we got a really exciting game here. This is actually a round 2, because the round 1s, there's only like 3 round 1s, and I've decided, I think, to just go with the most I guess highly anticipated matches of the tournament instead of doing, you know, a round 1, which will be a little bit less of what people were, you know, looking forward to. Like, if I miss out on a good match just because I wanted to do a round 1 first, I feel like it doesn't make sense, because this is a really exciting matchup to have, especially in a round 1 situation or round 2 situation. Now, this matchup could go to Daddy Slothington a little bit in the early, but I think overall it's going to go to Hercules, given that, you know, the bulky warrior up against Fenrir's burst game is strong enough to overcome for sure. But the problem for Brosidon might be when Daddy Slothington starts going into auto attack, assuming he does. I'm not sure how the matchup will go from there, because Fenrir's auto attack is really formidable. But is it as strong as, you know, everything Hercules has to offer? We'll have to see. Right now, though, like I said, Daddy Slothington, if he navigates this matchup well and doesn't get driving striked in the wrong position, could command the early game. And he is definitely doing that right now.
Big wins, big games.
Yeah, Pretzels, you got DQ'd. I'm sorry, man. It took too long. Ooh, this is probably going down here. It's going to be really close to driving strike. But actually, I think Daddy Slothington could have hung on to that. The autos coming out from Herc while he was on him might not have been... or might have been enough, though, to take him down. So it was a really risky position. Either way, Sloth gets out with beads on cooldown for Brosidon and gets this red buff. So he's very happy to just take that. Okay, thanks, Pretzels. Hey, what's up, Maz? How you doing? Maserati's enjoying the stream instead of co-casting with me for whatever reason. Bam, Maserati? Maseratis. Alright, so Daddy Sloth trying to get himself ahead more and more in farm right now, while allowing Brosidon to go take his blue, though. He might have been able to contest this if he really wanted to. I feel like people don't take the opportunity to go and contest the other blue in a lot of these situations when they should. You know, a Fenrir that's this far ahead in the early game, really, not this far ahead, but alright, he's a Fenrir, you know, he wants to push the envelope. But Brosidon might just be turning around real quick. There are no beads available, and he's at the tower line, so that ult is up now for Daddy Sloth. Unfortunately, no mana on his side, so he's gonna get forced out. Maybe better off he didn't invade that blue. Kind of forgot. I kind of thought, I'm gonna be honest, in my mind he got the first blood and he was already up quite a bit. He did not get the first blood. I was delusional, you guys. You won? How did you win already? We just started 4 minutes ago. You proceed to the next round. Congratulations. I've really come to like this like teal bar. It is teal, right, guys? For the health bar on the order side. And Brosidon's actually up in experience right now. Probably because these creeps haven't finished. It's gonna be really close overall. You can see Sloth already is definitely going to go into that auto attack game because he is going straight into a Devo Gloves. And that's a semi-popular Fenrir build because it kind of like Merc allows him to, you know, go into a nice auto attack game as an assassin, which is really where they, you know, need to shine. Not where they shine most because Burst is, you know, where they're at, but where in Duel you're gonna fall off with Burst, you're gonna want to get that auto attack going. And Devos gives you a lot of power and the lifesteal to do it, you know. So you kind of seamlessly go into that, especially proc with or not compared or proc, but combined with Fenrir's 2, he's going to get massive amounts of lifesteal. Like, it's kind of insane. But that just means that Herc is going to have to go into anti-heal himself. Ooh, big damage here. Poseidon on the... Ooh. Wow, there it is. Daddy Slothington just, he kept with him for long enough. He had the cooldowns. Look at that, I'm getting better at camera work. Yeah, he had everything coming up, whereas Poseidon didn't. You know, he hit his last jump, which meant that he had reduced cooldown on it. Herc's cooldown's, you know, pretty painful at the early game here. So as soon as he committed all in and he didn't get the kill, it was pretty much Fenrir's game. He tried to, you know, get out, but unfortunately with the pathing he took, as well as just the position he had already put himself in, he was so far pushed up in the lane, there wasn't much coming from that. Sloth's spending a lot of time in the base right now, though. I guess he's waiting on an important item, which is those Devos. Nope, he's still waiting for more. He's saying, wait, no, I don't think so. Hold on. Wait, I forgot to tie my shoes. Alright, nice. There we go. And he just picks up a light blade. He missed out on quite a little bit of experience for just getting that light blade, but it is what it is.
Big money!
Big money. He kind of almost stole that there. This early lead for the Fenrir, you know, really bodes well for him. It's interesting to see that he's going straight into like an Executioner here, which is what I assume this will be, and not a defense item. I think he'll, I don't know. You look at it two ways. Either the defense item will help him a lot against the Herc burst and stop him from, or really stop Herc from making a dent in him, even if he, you know, gets in the right position for it with a driving strike and a boulder. But if he goes straight into the auto attack here, he's got a ton of pressure and even more boxing potential to keep himself ahead. So that's why sometimes it's a little bit of a, you know, a toss-up between more defense and, you know, more offensive capability in Duel. Because in fact, the defense allows you to be more offensive. But yeah, it's also true, actually, he is not going into anti-heal early against the Herc here, which is a problem, because he won't get it for quite a little while now that he's going into this Executioner. Then he must go defense item after that, or he'll be crazy. And there's no defensive anti-heal item for physicals, which I really wish there was. I say this like every tournament, but I say it like every damn game. There should be, man. Maybe Season 4. Season 4. But speaking of anti-heal, Poseidon is definitely going to need it against this Fenrir with the Devos and his 2. He's already got 22 stacks on them. I imagine he's going into a beat stick here. We haven't seen the most, we've seen a little bit of sloppiness out of Poseidon's Hercules here, and we generally don't. He's a very well-veteran warrior player, but yeah, a little bit of the jitters, maybe a little bit of not. I mean, he's not a dual main at the end of the day, you know. So that even going up against Daddy Slothington in this kind of arena, where Daddy Slothington is a Grandmasters player in it, yeah, it's quite different.
Big wins, big gains.
But he has had some success in our tournaments before.
Big money.
Ooh, this is gonna be really close, but I think it's gonna go the way of Fenrir. Oh, so much damage. He actually gets the double tap, and it still was not enough. Slothington was just committed to sticking to him with those autos. He was do or die at that moment, and he knew that he had enough to keep it up because there was no anti-heal on him. He was dealing for so much with his 2 proc and dealing so much damage. This is looking real bad for Poseidon at this point. It's so frustrating being this far behind against the Fenrir. He just commands the whole game. And he finally thought he had him there, but it just didn't pan out. Even without the shell, I think he was going to be fine by just a little bit. This guy's back inside his own base. He's doing the strangest things. That's why we always spectate him when he goes back to base. Shield of Thorns picked up here for Daddy Slothington. This is definitely the right choice. I think Poseidon will do the same. You don't feel like Raijin should be under S? You think he should be better, or...? He's pretty fucking good. But that's a tough one though. I don't know if he's like S+. I really don't think he's S+ already. But we got some controversy going on in the tournament, you guys. Mr. Quake, I feel you. Eliminated by Raijin, and wow, he took that so quickly. And yeah, that's definitely something to talk about. Whether Raijin is S tier or he's above. I really don't think he's like immediately S+, to be honest. Like when we're talking about him being like super broken and stuff, I feel like it's genuinely in terms of like RDO and stuff being like super broken, where they are really good, but it's more like an unexpectedly good. Oh my god! Poseidon just did so much damage in that one corner with his Shield of Thorns and that boulder. And finished it up with a clutch Earthbreaker on his 2 there. Ooh, Earthbreaker on his 2. Oh my god. But I'm learning the names of the abilities, and that's the important thing. Seething Howl. What do you guys know about Seething Howl? Yeah, he just capitalized off of the missed opportunity from Sloth. And found himself a big win. And that was off of Sloth having Bull Demon as well. But yeah, feel free to, in the comments, let me know what you think about Raijin, if he is S tier or above. So S+ is pretty tough, man. Like that's saying he's on the same level as like Uller on her and stuff. And I don't know about that. He is really good though, but yeah, I definitely disagree. At least in my own perspective of it. But S tier is also a large one, you know, so if you're not picking from the absolute top of S, then you might have a hard time as well. Ooh, Sloth. A little bit of a hiccup there. He's trying to just, like I said, that not getting defense. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, he was getting a little bit of lag there. He's looking to just, like, reset. Or maybe it was just interrupted by something. But yeah, not having defense on that tower dive up against Hercules here was really damning in that position. So maybe rushing that after the Devos before the Executioner would have been the play. Or maybe he just overstepped, because at the same time the auto attack did help him in the in the previous engagement. So it's a toss-up. Both very valid, sure. But neither of these guys, actually no, never mind. He does have beat stick, Poseidon, and that has definitely played into his comeback here a lot, because Daddy Sloth is very much relying on the lifesteal at this point. Unfortunately for Poseidon, I think he's only going to be able to get the beat stick, and that's only a 40% reduction in healing.
Get it up!
If he goes for the Toxic Blade, I don't think it'll be quite enough. I don't think it'll be quite enough like damage in his build, rather, if he goes for that, because he'll have only one other damage item slot. It could work out if he goes like a Titan's Bane or maybe like a Chin's. It depends on how much he wants to go into auto attack here. Titan's Bane will be really nice, because I'm sure Daddy Sloth will end up going double defense. Poseidon's been doing a great job of baiting out these jumps from Fenrir, and that's pivotal against him. That's like everything. You have to bait those out if you want to beat him while he's ahead, or even in the neutral against him. And it's not too hard to see coming, you know, once you start to get a feel for the range. The hard part is actually dodging the range of the radius of the ability itself when it lands, like when it hits the ground. That is really tough because it's such a large zone. So you have to be very careful to be just outside of that. Oh yeah, Street is really good with him at the same time. So I do think, yeah, I do think you got to give more credit to Street as well, because he's definitely just super strong with the god as well. I fought a lot of Raijins and have not fought one as good as Street's. He farmed me with that god. I can't remember who I was. I remember being super uncomfortable and with whoever I was, but he definitely was really strong on it. Sloth's definitely winning these neutral engagements, so Broseiden's you know, having to tower camp it here. The ult from deep does secure it. This is tricky though, because you know he's had to camp for a reason here. If he pushes up, Sloth might have an opportunity. No, there was probably no stun available on his one there, so he didn't feel comfortable jumping at him. Beads are still up, so I mean, yeah, Broseiden is incredibly safe here as long as he sticks to this this tower line. But I would think that Sloth should look for an ult in a position like that where it's guaranteed that he'll get it, because he at least can force the beads off of Broseiden at this point. What Sloth needs to do at this point is definitely start looking for some bull demons. He's letting Broseiden's, you know, kind of, well, he's letting him coax him into trying to attack his tower too often. And that's, you know, the only way that Hercules is going to get back into this at this point is if he gets, like, a great pull into the tower. And that's, you know, where you can tell with his positioning, it's clearly what he's looking for. So Sloth, you know, is definitely going to want to bait him out into that jungle where he is king, and, he's not king there. Honor's king there. But yeah, and end him that way, or get the Bull Demon and start pushing on, because he hasn't done any tower damage yet. The good news is, I mean, the Fenrir is scaling incredibly well with the auto attack right now. Like I said, he is one of the best assassins when it comes to auto attack game. Wow, he's doing so much damage, even into that double defense, just shredding through. And he has gone into a beat stick, so he's got the anti-heal finally. It wasn't too little too late in this situation, because he was able to keep the pressure up and just do enough damage to outdo the healing from Hurt. Wow, look at this damage. Holy crap. He's probably going to go down here. Fen still got his 3 and his 1, so I don't think he can dodge both. Damn. Yeah, 3 was probably just about to come up as well. Only way out of that would be Driving Strike, and that option was already eliminated. So Daddy Slothington kind of just carefully, you know, procedurally took down everything that Broseiden had available to him, and then went in for the kill. Really well done. This guy's definitely a great Fenrir player. I fought into his Fenrir quite a few times in rank. He's very, very, you know, he's got a great control on the god. He definitely knows his stuff too when it comes to builds and matchup knowledge. And he actually has got into the double anti-heal with the Brawlers and the Toxic Blade, which I think is a great pickup for him in this scenario, because he's already got the Executioner Devo. I mean, he's got so much damage there, but he's choosing not to go double defense in lieu, instead going Toxic Blade. So that could come back to bite him, because he's given some opportunity for Broseiden to, you know, to fight back, really. Especially when it comes to, like, under the Phoenix and under the Titan engagements. But with the rate he's going at right now, it might not matter. Oh, look at this damage. Wow, but it's just returned onto Broseiden by so much. The Thorns actually really were, I think, the worst part for Broseiden in that engagement. He got destroyed by Daddy Sloth's Thorns. Frickin' Thorns, man. Frickin' Thorns. And they nerf them by just decreasing the duration on them a little bit. at tier 2, which is definitely not enough, in my opinion. It's not enough for Duel, is the thing, but they don't nerf for Duel, folks. Herc's now looking into probably a chin size, could be Executioner. Most often, when given the choice, people will go chin size here if they've already got Titan's Bane, because that little bit of conflict with the XC. Some people say it's more pen though. Like I said, with the pen, man, sometimes I just don't even try. I thought he was gonna jump over the wall right there. I was scared for him. No, I agree. I do think you need to go auto attack Hercules in this kind of instance. Got to go a lot of defense and auto attack. But the problem was, every hit of that 3 was doing so much, and Sloth just takes him down. And what I thought to be, you know, some tough matchup for Fenrir, you know, possibly going forward if Poseidon was able to mount a, you know, a good mid game. Unfortunately, he just kind of got swept under the rug early there by Daddy Slothington's aggression and that auto attack build. With that auto attack build, you know, fully finished in tow, I think it goes more in Fenrir's more in Fenrir's direction. GG, really well played.